All right, let's dive into something really powerful today. This core idea that you are the author of your own story. And look, that story doesn't start tomorrow or next week or when things calm down. It starts right now. So let's explore how you can take back the pen and start writing the very next chapter.
I mean, be honest, does it ever feel like that? Like you're just a passenger on this crazy ride and someone else has their hands on the wheel. You didn't pick your childhood, right? You didn't choose all the tough breaks you've had. It can really feel like you're just dealing with a series of events that are completely outside of your control. But what if that's not the whole story?
And this right here is the absolute heart of everything. This is the one power that no one can ever take away from you. The things that happen in life, yeah, they can feel totally random. But your response to them, that's a choice. That is your control panel. So you see, the game isn't really about controlling what happens. It's about mastering your response.
Okay, so let's break that down. First up, section 1, the only thing you control. It sounds so simple, but I promise you, once this clicks, it changes everything.
You know, it's funny. Our default setting as humans is almost always to look outward. We blame our boss for the stress, we complain about our situation, we just wish other people would act differently. But here's the hard truth. That's a total dead end. Real actual change only begins when we stop looking out there for the problem and start looking in here. It's all about taking ownership and deciding to work on the one and only person you can ever truly change, yourself.
Oof, I know. This one can be a really tough pill to swallow, but stick with me because it's so empowering. What this is really saying is that our experience of the world is basically a mirror of our own internal state. That friction you feel with someone else, it's often just a sign that something needs a little attention inside of you. It shifts the entire focus from trying to fix them to deciding to grow you. And that understanding leads us perfectly into our next section, rewiring your mindset. Because, okay, once you accept that all your real control is internal, the very next step is to upgrade the operating system running inside your head. This is such a brilliant way to reframe this, isn't it? We're all taught to be terrified of failure, to see it as some final judgment on our worth. But what if it's not? What if failure is just data? What if it's simply a normal part of the process? The idea here is that failure isn't the end of the road. It's just another attempt on the way to getting it right. It's not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. And boom, here's the contrast. This spells it out perfectly. The only true failure, the only way you can 100% guarantee you'll never succeed, is to not even try in the first place. It's the regret of never taking the shot, of letting those ideas fade away. That's the real loss. Everything else, it's all just practice.
So, how do we actually build this new mindset? Well, here are 4 pillars. First up, keep the promises you make to yourself. Seriously, if you say you're going to wake up early, do it. This builds self-respect, the foundation of everything. Next, stop waiting to feel ready. You will never feel 100% ready, ever. Action creates readiness, not the other way around. Third, get this idea out of your head that confidence is some magical gift. It's not. You build it brick by brick with every single small action you take. And finally, you have to make your dreams so big, so exciting, that your fears just look tiny in comparison.
Okay, and this brings us to a huge, and I mean huge, idea that feels totally backwards for most of us. Section 3, work before belief. This is where we stop just thinking and we start doing. Oh man, we've all been here, right? I'll start that project when I feel more confident. I'll hit the gym as soon as I feel motivated. We wait and we wait and we wait for the feeling to show up before we take the action. But that is the single biggest trap keeping millions of people stuck exactly where they are. It's completely backwards.
So here's the secret. You don't start with belief. You start with work. Period. You just do the thing, even if you're bad at it, even if you're scared, even if the first few times produce absolutely nothing. You just do the work. And then, slowly, you see a tiny bit of progress, a small win. And that's where the magic happens. That little win starts to plant a seed of belief. That belief starts to build real confidence. And that confidence creates momentum that becomes almost unstoppable. The action is the spark that lights the whole fire. I just love this quote. It's so real. Look, it's easy to take action when you're feeling great, when you're all fired up. But real growth, that happens on the days you don't feel like it at all. It's about stepping forward with your bad foot, the tired, unmotivated, uncertain part of you. That is the step that builds character. That's the step that proves to yourself that you're the one in control.
So why? Why do all of this? Why go through all the struggle of rewiring your brain and taking uncomfortable action? Well, that brings us to the grand finale. Section 4, A Life of Purpose. This is the ultimate why behind it all.
Just let's let this number sink in for a second. 1 in 400 trillion. According to scientists, those are roughly the odds of you being born. Exactly who you are at this exact moment in time. It is a straight-up statistical miracle. You are not an accident.
I mean, really think about that. You've already won the cosmic lottery just by being here. You were chosen. So what's the difference between you and the people out there living these incredible lives full of purpose? It's not genetics, it's not luck. It's a choice. They've simply made the choice to believe they were chosen. They've decided that their miraculous existence actually means something. And this is how you aim that purpose. A meaningful life doesn't just happen to you, it's something you build intentionally through focus. Whatever you hold in your mind, day in and day out, is the direction you will move toward. A clear goal, a vivid dream, that's the North Star that pulls you forward through all the messy parts. And this, well, this is the sobering reality of it all. The stakes are as high as they get. Millions upon millions of people live their entire lives and take their best ideas, their most unique gifts, their unfulfilled potential, right to the grave with them. All because they never chose to act. So at the end of the day, that's the only question that really matters. You won the 1 in 400 trillion lottery to be here. You have the ultimate power to choose your response. You know that work has to come before belief. So, will you be one of the millions? Or will you choose, starting right now, to take back control? The choice, as always, is yours.